Okay, we are recording. Let's see where we can go from here. The first two things I want to tell you are the announcements. I always start by reminding you tomorrow morning is Power Hour. I will be on there with Andrea. She has a new kitchen, so I'm sure she'll be in her new kitchen to show it off. And then Tuesday night we have Unplugged, 7 o'clock. We're going to be talking about numerous things. So we'll talk about nausea. We're going to talk about shingles. We'll talk about several things tomorrow night. I'm sorry, that's Tuesday night. Okay, so all that's done. Now I want to tell you a little bit about the iPhone 14. Have y'all gotten a new iPhone? Anybody? Do you have a new iPhone 14? Have you read anything about it? Do you know anything about the iPhone 14? Okay, then I'm going to share with you what I know about it. Is that okay? I wrote it down. First of all, the iPhone 14 is $799. The iPhone 14 Pro is $999. So we're talking about the iPhone. iPhone is $799. iPhone Pro is $999. It's the reason it has the longest battery life ever. Trust me, it's true. I read it. Even with so many new capabilities, it's still the longest battery life ever. It has an A16 Bionic chip that delivers industry lead speed and powers the latest pro camera features. It's true, I read that too. An entirely new level of detail and flexibility in the camera. It has emergency SOS that can save lives. It has a ceramic shield plus dust and water repellent. Did any of you know any of this information? Okay, let me tell you something. I learned all of this yesterday because I looked back and this is what I found. I know this isn't all of them because so many were trashed, but September the 8th, 2022, I got an email from Apple about the iPhone 14. And then September 16th, I got another email about the iPhone 14. November 7th, January 10th, February 7th, March 10th, March 14th, March 31st. I know that I got emails from Apple about the iPhone 14, all of those times, plus times I didn't look up all of those that I just, trashed away. But those are still hanging around. I'm sharing this with you because it was maybe a couple of weeks ago. I think it was Cindy said she was really questioning sending so many emails to people about Young Living. And it hit me yesterday. I started reading that last email about the iPhone 14, and I realized in the middle of it, none of it interested me. I'm not looking for a new phone. My phone is fine. I don't like new gadgets. I don't like to start over with a new phone. It's just a pain to get everything right. But I read this information because they had broken me down. I had gotten email after email after email after email after email from Apple on the iPhone 14. And do you know what I did? I just stopped and I read that one. And as I was reading it, I thought, oh my word, we're always afraid of bombarding people or giving them or messaging them too often or sending them too many emails or too many text messages. And then I realized there's this company called Paleo Valley beef sticks. They sell beef sticks. And probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, I don't know, somebody told me about this, and they're really, really good beef sticks, like the Slim Jim type thing, only these are really healthy and they have a lot of protein and they're really good for you. And so a couple of years ago, I ordered, and they're not cheap, they're pretty expensive, but you get a lot of them and they're really a healthy snack and they give you a super amount of protein. And so I ordered them and I was real pleased with them. Do you know I ordered them again 2 days ago? Do you know why? Because I get email after email after email for 2 years from Paleo Valley on their beef sticks. And I forget about them. I've been out until I looked yesterday and I had 2 beef sticks that had fallen behind the shelf and they were still good. And sure enough, we ate them today. But I ordered some yesterday because I kept getting emails from Paleo Valley. And all it did was remind me. I didn't read hardly any of their emails. almost none of them. But every time those emails would show up, I would think, oh, I really did like those. Those really were good. And so I finally just stopped and said, why haven't I ordered them? And again, it hit me, okay, this is just like us. I didn't get offended. I didn't get sick of Paleo Valley sending me these emails. I didn't think, I wish they would stop that. I just trashed them every time. But do you know what? Every time I trashed them, I still saw them. Just briefly before I trashed them, that company was in my mind until all of a sudden one day I thought, well, those are so good. Why don't I just order some more? And David came in today. He said, I saw you ordered us some more beef sticks. Good. It's about time. How many people do this with Young Living? They just don't think about it. They really did like the Ningxia, or they really did like the Thieves, or whatever it was. But life is there and life gets in the way, and they just don't really think much about it. But if they keep getting our emails or our text messages and keep getting them, they can trash them. That's okay. What are they seeing? They're seeing my name, and my name connects them to Young Living. So one day when all of a sudden they think, I really do wish I had some more Thieves, or that Ningxia did make me feel better, they're going to remember me because I'm the email they keep getting. Does this make sense? Okay, tell me how you feel about this. Am I crazy? Do you respond to some of these things? Does it hit you all of a sudden? Yeah, I think I need that. Is it just advertisement?
So probably oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
So sorry, I may have some ukulele in the background. That's my grandbaby, but yeah, probably like last month I kept getting HelloFresh, and I'm looking at the calendar and just getting really swamped with graduation coming around and a new baby in the family and like all this busyness, and I kept seeing that HelloFresh, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get it and have it already ready for me to. But it was because of the reminder of HelloFresh, and I had a special code and a discount. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Just because convenience.
Yes. Anybody else? How do you feel about this? I tell you, one way it's going to change me. I have not been sending out emails in so long. I mean, not bulk emails. I send out text messages through Project Broadcast. But because this has hit me so strongly, I'm going to start. I told Jamie we're going to start doing some emails now. I used to do emails all the time.
Leslie Burris talks about this a lot, and somebody had the exact same question, and she said, just keep sending it. Because someone said, what if I send too many emails in 1 week? She's like, it doesn't matter what I do. If I am introducing a new product or not, I'm sending my entire team this email at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. And you can actually go to your email and see how many times a specific company is sending you an email. It is stupid, y'all. We are getting so many emails from people, but I'm just like you, Teresa. After I see it for a while, then I'm going to click on it. I'm not even kidding. You guys, I'm sure not like me, but I have like 58,000 unopened emails on my phone. I just scroll through them every day. If it's not a real person, I just scroll. One day I might need those. So then I'll just type it in. But emails are huge. That's why we've been trying to figure out what is the best avenue to be able to send emails, because the Young Living one doesn't always work. And so we've been trying to figure out, you can send classes and everything straight through email. We know Get Oiling has it. There is another company that has it right now that's pretty good. But if you figure out the best way to send an email, let me know. Or do you have Get Oiling? No.
I don't anymore. I had it, but I didn't. Jamie didn't. I mean, I don't use much of it. Jamie does, and we weren't using it before.
I got rid of it also. There's another one that Nikki and her mom uses, and they were telling me about it. It seems to be a good one, but I can't think of the name right now. That's the one that some of them are using. Email is definitely going to be great. Flowdesk. That's right. It's Flowdesk.
I keep hearing about Flowdesk.
Yeah, because if you present a product, you want people, or you can say like a 3-day challenge to get healthy. If you get their emails And then you can send them stuff about Young Living because it's easy to get healthy with Young Living. I think it's great. It's a great topic. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Anybody else? I mean, it hit me. Well, we've just been proven that this week I bought Paleo Valley beef sticks and Linda bought HelloFresh just because we got emails. That's it. I would have not bought those. I wouldn't have thought about them again. But I bought them because of emails, and Linda bought HelloFresh because of hers. So let's have people buy some Young Living because of us. What if it takes a few months? I got the first email I found from Apple was September. And I've been getting them constantly since then. I did not open one until yesterday, April 1st, but I opened it. Still don't need an iPhone 14, but I opened their email. So somebody may not open ours again. And they may just delete it until November or December. But when they open it, decide they're going to open it, then we win and they win. Anybody else?
This is actually really cool because actually recently I have been just going through my email and clearing it out like it's just a chore, like I need to keep this clean. And I unsubscribe from all of these companies that are sending me emails, and I'm like, I don't want these emails ever again. But well, come to think of it, like we're gonna do the same exact thing, and eventually it's gonna do us good.
Yes.
Eventually someone's gonna open it because that's why they send the emails out in the first place.
Absolutely. These companies have multi-million-dollar advertising groups that tell them what the smartest thing to do. And we're questioning, should we do this that Apple is doing? Well, yeah, we should. Duh. If they're doing it and they're paying millions of dollars to figure out the best way to get the word out, then why not follow that company and do the same thing they're doing? They paid for it. Let's just do it too. Have y'all noticed that Amy, I had brain surgery 10 days ago, and look at her. Look at her. I know this is being recorded,
I
Amy.
feel fantastic.
You look amazing.
I was just thinking,
I am building my business and I feel fantastic.
well, you look amazing.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it so much. I can't even tell you. Okay. Another thing, first, I want to give y'all plenty of time to talk. So do you have anything else to say about this topic? Because we're helping each other. If you share, then it helps everybody else. So if you have something to share, please do so. Okay, then the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is, we've used this word over and over and over and over and over, but it's just the biggest word in our whole business, and that is consistency. Let me tell you what happened this week. Nina Sledge is not on here. She has a church thing on Sunday afternoon, so she doesn't get on here, but Nina owns a little place on the square up here called Rosalie's Cottage. And our town is less than 800 people. We don't have a Walmart. We don't have anything. We don't have a, Jack in the Box, or you don't either. Some states, I forget, that's a Texas thing, but we don't have any kind of fast food places except the Hop that's locally owned. It is a tiny town. But Nina has this little shop on the square, and every Wednesday she has coffee chat. So all she does is open that up, and anybody that wants to in the community can come up and just sit and chat. And we just stay for an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And so she's been doing this for, I don't know, a couple of years. She stopped for a while during COVID and stuff, but then she picked it back up. But she's been doing this for a while. And I love to go. Wednesdays are not always convenient, but when I'm home, I will go to Nina's because I just like to sit around with local women and just chat. So we always, because we're all oily, the conversation always ends up somehow talking about Young Living. So Mary Yankee is in here. Mary, wave at everybody. Mary happened to show up. When was that, Mary? 2 months ago? She happened to show up at Nina's a couple of months ago. And of course, we were still talking, same stuff, just oils just come up. There was no teaching. It was just conversation, relationship. And in the process, Mary said something about not being able to build this as a business because these are luxury items. Well, we started sharing with Mary the truth about Young Living. And now we can't hold her back because she started using the products and she sees the value of them. You want to tell your own story, Mary?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't really know what to say. You pretty well said it. I'm using just different products. I've basically been ordering like a starter pack of the different like Ningxia, Thieves, the premium oils, and just using them every day. And yeah, so now I love them and I feel so free to talk about them with my oily friends, but I still, for some reason, I'm like so like just holding back. Like my sister and my niece are in town and I said something about the essential oils and I mentioned Young Living and conversation. She's like, I have no idea what that is. I was like, oh, it's the essential oils I was telling you about. She's like, so are you using them? Are you selling them? Or what is it? Like all of the above. And she's like, do people know that you're doing this? And I'm like,
Okay, but this was this 2 months ago that this started?
yeah, I think it was in January. Yeah.
Okay, so it was just a few weeks ago that Mary just happened to come in just for the coffee chat at Nina's. And since then, different ones have come in. And one girl came in and she came that afternoon. She said, can you come to, can we come to your house? Mary came to my house and we shared with her how to build a business. And this other girl, Brenda, came to the house and we talked to her. Brenda, shared with some of you, Brenda met a girl that day at a resale shop. And she told her, she met her at the resale, didn't know her at all, but she said, I'm going to an essential oils class this afternoon. Would you like to join me? And the girl did, and she enrolled and bought an Aria diffuser. She bought Ningxia. She got on just from meeting her that day. Well, this week we met at Nina's, and when we left there, 2 people enrolled with Young Living. 2. This is a town of less than 800 people. I'm a diamond here. Shelley Garrett grew up most of her life, part of her life here. She's a diamond. Lori Gasco was born and raised here. She's a diamond. Dana grew up here. She's a platinum. Andrea's here. They're gold, platinum, silver. We are quote saturated in this town. That's what people say. Well, in the past 3 months, there have been at least 4 people enrolled because of Nina's. Just because of Nina, because she's consistent. All she does is open up her shop and tell people to come in. And so now she's got it where from 9 to 10 is coffee chat, and oils still come up during that time because we are mostly oilers. And then from 10 to 11 is oil education. So she has someone actually teach about the products. So Nina is consistent and people are enrolling in this little bitty town that is saturated. And one of them is my next door neighbor. This town is not saturated. Your town is not saturated. It's a lie. I have 12 people live on my road here. It's a small, we are on a dead end road. 12 houses are on this road. And I know of 3 families that still do not use Young Living. And I've lived here 40 years. So it's not saturated. What we have to have is that one gigantic word, consistency. And it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take, you don't have to do anything major. Nina just opens up her shop. And she lives out in the country, so she likes to come up to her, and it's like a little resale antique type shop. She just has a little table and chairs there, fold out chairs. There's nothing. She just opens it up. All we have to do is open up our homes or meet in a little cafe or meet someplace else and just be consistent, because the first several weeks, months that Nina did it, she probably didn't have 3 to 5 people show up every time. Now we're having to bring in chairs because it's just growing and growing. Why is it continuing to grow? Because it's consistent. Because everybody in town knows it's Wednesday, Nina's open. I think I'm going to stop by Nina's. She's open. They're having coffee chat right now. It's 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning. I'm going to stop by Nina's because of consistency. She didn't do it, once here and wait a 6 months and then do it again and wait another 2 months and do it again. Every Wednesday, she's open. Does this make sense? Do you see the value of consistency? If people get to know, just like you, Mary, you said that your sister asked, does anybody know you're selling this? Not yet. But
Nope.
when they do, it's going to take months of consistency for people to believe you.
Yeah.
Because people sell stuff all the time. People get into Pampers, they get into Mary Kay, they get it, and all of these are great products, but nobody lasts very long with them. So nobody really expects us to last long with Young Living. It's just another one of those companies. We have to be consistent. So finally, after a few months, people say, oh, she's real with this. She's really doing this as a business. So tell me your stories. How are you consistent?
I've just started going live about everything, and I just have started posting about everything. So, I'm only barely I am only a little over a week out from surgery, and I have been cleansing myself. So I've been taking my multigreens, and I've been having regular bowel movements, and I've been drinking my Ningxia and making my protein shakes in the morning. And I post about all of it, and it isn't a chore anymore. I do it because I love it.
Yes. Sue is the same way. Sue has I have seen more Ningxia on her lives, and on anything Sue does, she's going to have some Ningxia there. What is that doing? That is putting in people's mind. One of these days, somebody's going to say, okay, I've got to try it. So that's what's going to happen with you. Somebody, Amy, is going to think, oh, she can have bowel movements. I want that too. That is a big sales thing. Anyone else? How are you consistent? What will you change to become consistent? No one?
Can I say another thing?
Absolutely.
Also, I think that something that is a very easy thing to do is just come up with a post, or come up with something simple to post every Tuesday, or every Wednesday, or whatever. So like I do tunes for Tuesday, and that is just getting me on social media. So I am posting at least every Tuesday. If I'm not posting these other days, I'm posting every Tuesday. And so I am just there on social media, and people are continuously seeing me on social media.
Yes.
So just to be there is everything. You have to always show up.
Well, Jamie now sends your mom and myself, and I don't know who else, some people on here, I'm sure. Jamie sends us an automated text on 2 days a week. I think it's Monday and maybe Thursday or Friday. I can't remember, but she sends it as automated. And if you want her to send you one, she will. And it just says, be sure and post on social media today. And if you need any suggestions, type in this number and she'll send you suggestions. So last week we were at Mayo Clinic, and David and I were walking over to the hospital to see Amy. And I got this text from Jamie. And I thought, oh, there's no way I'm going to keep up with this today. So I stopped in front of the house that we were at, and I did a live video before we left the house. He was trying to lock up. In fact, everybody was laughing at me because I gave him the code to the front door while I was going live. I said, we're checking out. We don't care. But Jamie did that. And so I wanted to be consistent. So when I saw it, I just stopped and I couldn't type anything easily. So I did a live video telling what we were doing. So yes, consistency on social media is big. Anyone else? Dana was going to be on here, but she had some guests come in right at the last minute. And so she's not on here, but I know she wanted to remind everybody that 5 minutes counts. She talks about this constantly. Even just 5 minutes makes a difference. And I know when my kids were growing up, I would tell them the house would be a wreck, and I would tell them, okay, we're stopping. I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes, see what we can get done. And we got so much done in 5 minutes because we set the timer and we did the work. So 5 minutes counts. If you don't have any other time, do something for 5 minutes. Linda, did you have something?
So yesterday, my neighbor said she had a package for me that ended up at her doorstep. And so it was from Amazon. I wasn't home, but she said, I'm going to leave it in your mailbox because I'm not feeling well. And so as soon as she said that, I knew to get her a little thieves, little sample and some lemon and some tea. And I said, you can make, because allergies are terrible right now. I said, you can make this tea. And then I gave her some copaiba, some information. And I had bought some flowers, so I put just one little rose there. And it was just a sweet little thoughtful thing to say, hey, I hope you feel better. Thank you for being thoughtful and even putting this in my mailbox. So I think using every opportunity, then she texted me back and she was so thankful, grateful. And she said, I love oils. And so immediately I told her it was, of course, Young Living, and because she received the samples. But she said, as soon as I feel better, I want to get with you. And she's like next door. And we haven't really talked. She's always gone or I'm gone. So just little windows of opportunities to just, put it in there.
That's what happened with my next door neighbor that enrolled this week. She's only lived there a year. And several weeks ago, her dog was sick with, and I told her and she's quiet. We don't visit a lot, but I was out in the yard and I told her, our dog had just played with a frog, and I don't know if y'all know, but frogs are poisonous to dogs, and I didn't know it, but he started foaming at the mouth and he was so sick. And so I just shared with her, I said, I just put some Digest on his paw. I said, it's an essential oil. She said, oh, I like essential oils and I use them. She said, but I've never heard of that one. So I took her some Digest. And then when we were at Mayo, she messaged me that she really needed some more Digest, and the dog was needing some more Digest. And so I connected her with someone else and got it to her. And then when she came to Nina's, come to find out, she's been buying oils off of Amazon. She didn't know the difference. So she came to Nina's and she just got to hear truth about essential oils, and immediately she enrolled with Young Living. So consistency and relationships, it all has to be together. Absolutely. Anybody else have a story? Yes, Vicki.
Okay. I used to live in Lake Jackson. Shelley was the one that signed me up. And when I was there, I signed up for Market Days in Angleton, which is right outside of Lake Jackson. So I did it for 5-6 years. It's every spring, every fall. So then I moved up here to Arlington, and I'm like, okay, am I going to continue to drive down there and do this? Because it's grown into something huge. Well, we just had it last month. And my other member that does it with me, she actually drives from Louisiana to do it with me. So she drives from Louisiana. I drive from up here. And I cannot tell you how many people came by this last time. And Teresa, when you were talking about this, I kept thinking, should I share? Should I share? Then I thought, I'm going to share, because it shocked me after being with Young Living for 11 years. It shocked me. I probably had at least a dozen people come by and say, oh, good, you're still here. Well, we count on you being here every spring and every fall because we have questions. And if we have trouble with an order, we wanted to come by and see what's new. And I cannot tell you what a validation that was for me, that I need to be here every spring and every fall. And in fact, I signed up 2 new members while I was there. One was a friend that has watched me use essential oils for 15 years. I mean, we're not talking just acquaintances. We're really good friends. And she came up, she comes to see me every time I'm there because she still lives there. And when she came this time, she goes, okay, I'm done. I'm just going to give in and sell me one of those kit things. Okay. So I did. And another member came by and she said, oh, so you're Vicky, because I do project broadcast and send it out, and I said, yes, I'm Vicky. So who are you? And she introduced herself and she goes, I'm going to start ordering now more because now I can put a face to a name. She goes, I love your project broadcast. I love all the tips you send out. She said, but it just means more to be able to put a face with a name. So that validated the relationship thing. So I'm going to tell you, don't ever give up, ever, because you never know who is this close to saying yes. You just don't know. And if you give up, you're never going to have that opportunity. So just keep going, just keep showing up, and I guarantee it'll pay off. And Amy, every Tuesday, I look to see what you're listening to. It's so funny. I've gotten hooked on it. It's like every Tuesday, I'm like, okay, what's Amy listening to today? So keep it up. Just thought I'd share that.
That's great. Yes. Anyone else? Do you realize that it doesn't just change our lives, but it changes their lives? Those people that just haven't done anything, but then they decide to. I have a dear, dear friend. I mean, we've been friends since 1976. And she is fighting cancer and she's 77 years old and just, I mean, one of the most precious people I've ever known. And she tried Young Living years ago, right after I started, just because she was my friend. Never did anything with it. But 2 months ago, she started drinking Ningxia because I contacted her again and said, would you just try Ningxia? Because she's just so weak. I said, would you just try it? She said, yes, baby, if you bring it, I will try it this time. So I took her 2 bottles. I said, drink this and let's see what happens. Well, then she got on loyalty rewards and now she's ordering it. I contacted her the other day. I said, do you want another order of Ningxia? She said, absolutely. I said, do you think it's helping? Oh my word, it's helping me. This girl has known me all of my life. And now it took her, like you said, 15. Well, I started selling this in 2008 and I've been using them for years before that. And it took her this long to really get consistent, but now it's changing her life. Not just our business, but it's changing her life of Ningxia. So we have to remember when we get insecure about sharing with people, so often it's our own selfish fear. We get fear of rejection. So we have to get past that fear of rejection and think about their need more than ours. My rejection is not near as important. My fear of rejection isn't near as important as her health, and she needed it. I have to tell you, I did not want to talk to her about this again because we've talked about it so many times over the years. And it was always, this stuff doesn't work. I don't believe in that at all. It doesn't work. And even though she loved me and she knew me, that was how she believed and felt. And so I did not want to approach her again with this. But I wanted her health and I knew Ningxia would make a difference. So we have to get past our fear of rejection and just move on to what they need. Okay, anyone else? Is this valuable? I mean, I really did get a lot out of the iPhone 14 stuff because I was one of those that kept thinking, I'm just pushing out too much stuff. I know people are getting tired of this and, they don't want to, they're going to just stop following anything I do. And then it hit me. Oh my word. I opened this and read it. Maybe that's what people are doing with my stuff. Somebody's going to open it and read it. Anyone else? Any questions? Any struggles? Okay, I'm not going to hold you just to ramble. So if there's nothing else, we will close out. It's Sunday afternoon and people can be with their families.
This is Sarah. I'm in the car. Sorry.
Hi.
I am going to do a Zoom tomorrow for my team, for my brand partners, because I finally have some. It's so exciting. How would you? We have a lot of information this month with the 10% versus the 20% and the new kit and the Kona points and all those things. Anybody how are you sharing that without overwhelming people?
I really think the main thing is your attitude while you're sharing it. Not
Okay.
sounding like it's overwhelming, but take it step by step. There's a lot of information that I want to share with you, and I don't want you to miss any of it. So would y'all just be patient with me and let me just go through some of this stuff and share it like it is extremely valuable. And tell them you may want to take some notes. This could really help you. But I think just being
Okay.
upfront and honest with them, I have some valuable information, but this is going to take a few minutes. So y'all be patient with
Okay.
me and let me go through this.
Awesome. I did a Zoom,
I
or
would
not
do
a
that
Zoom,
in
a
a
Zyto scan with the girl this afternoon that was referred to me. And she wanted to get the information and go back through it to order. And I said, I will always help you get the products you need at the best deal.
Yes.
And so once you research it, let's talk. There's a couple different opportunities this month, and then we'll go through it. So I think if I approach it with that same perspective, there's a couple different opportunities. How can we best serve our customers, kind of thing, and then give them graphics to use at their leisure. This whole having brand partners show up to classes is new to me. So I've only been doing it for 5 years now, but I finally have some. So
Congratulations. I always tell people,
Thank you.
Even the IRS does not expect anyone with a small business to be successful and have any kind of success or have any kind of profit for the first 5 years. We expect it of ourselves, but even the IRS does not expect us to have any kind of profit for the first 5 years. So you just now getting brand partners. This is good. This is 5 years.
Consistency has paid off, Miss Sarah, and have to put it in check. You just started asking people to be brand partners. And when you started asking, they started flooding in. So it's awesome. I would put it in a
Touche.
PowerPoint. I'm sure you are anyways. Put it in a PowerPoint and you're going to do it anyways, but just make sure you're reiterating all month long the new things that are coming up or that we have to offer this month. Because the first day of the month, everybody sees everything and we forget about it. I forget the promos. I mean, I look at them, I post them, and then I don't even know what they are. I have to look them up to see what they are. So just continuing to educate on the stuff that's Young Living's offering.
Always good tips, Sue. You're right. I did just start asking. I started sharing it at every meeting, which I wasn't doing before. And I don't know why. If they didn't show an interest, I didn't seek it out, and that's changed.
That still goes back most of the time to a fear of rejection. They're going to reject what you offer. They're going to reject you. They're going to reject Young Living now. It usually when we hesitate to share something valuable, so often it is just a fear of some kind of rejection. Well, the consistency has paid off. You started sharing it all the time, and you're going to continue to, and it will pay off. Anyone else?
Don't forget to share Hawaii, Sarah. Also, don't forget Power Hour tomorrow morning.
Power Hour, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I love Power Hour because I connect with so many of you. I promise you, Linda on here, I knew the name. I communicated with her different ways, but when she started getting on Power Hour, now she's become my friend. Now when I see her face, I don't think of her as a member in Young Living. She's just a friend that's on Power Hour with me and on all these things. So Power Hour does build community. So if you want community, if you want to support each other, that is just such a valuable time.
Awesome. And now I'm friends with Amy. So I'm excited. I get to see her every day.
Yeah, it feels like I'm just like working alongside my friends, like just shoulder to shoulder. We're just all hanging out
Yes.
and we're making money.
Yes, that's what's happening. Absolutely.
I'll have to get my daughter on here too, because she's about Amy's age. So I'm trying to encourage her.
Yes. Anyone else? Any questions?
Priscilla? Was that her name?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I would love to meet her.
Okay,
See, this is what happens with Power Hour. We become friends with our families.
right? There you
Yes.
go. Yes.
All right, ladies, anything else? How can we assist you? How can we support you? Is this confusing to you? Is it helpful? Is it something that we can share with other people?
This was so helpful.
Good, good. Thank you, Amy. It's so nice when your granddaughter helps you out. All
I
righty.
think it also helps with, oh, sorry. I was gonna say it helps with momentum and just when you're doing it together. I feel like if I don't do power hours, sometimes I lost with my Mondays and my week. But again, if I get started with it, then it reminds me throughout the week, oh yeah, okay, I didn't get a response back on Monday, but you know, I'll tap back in on.
Okay, I've lost Linda. Have y'all, can you hear her clearly? You're frozen, Linda. Okay, but she's right. And I will tell you, I compare it to exercise. It is so much easier for me to exercise or go for a walk, ride bikes, whatever exercise that I need to do. It is so much easier to do it with someone else than to do it alone. My consistency is so much stronger if I have partners to do it with me. When Mary Yankee was coming over here and teaching yoga, Andrea was meeting over here with us, and it was much easier because somebody else was meeting too. So we keep each other accountable. We keep each other motivated. It's fun. You know, it's so much more fun to do work when you have somebody that you like, right, working along beside you. So yeah, that's our advertisement for Power Hour. So hope to see some of you in the morning. I know it doesn't fit for some of your schedules. I get that. But if it does, then try to be there because it is valuable. All right, anyone else? I have all afternoon. I am here, but I don't want to keep you if it's not something that there's not something we need to discuss. So it's your call. Anybody?
I just wanted to say thank you both to Amy and Teresa and Vicki and Linda and whoever else was sharing about their experiences. And just truly the consistency thing. That's like not my middle name. And so I feel like this Young Living is giving me the opportunity to create consistency in my life, and knowing that I have all of you accountability partners is, I don't know, it makes me want to actually do it and not just talk about it. So
Right. Well, I will say that building this as a business has changed me in every way, not just with money and not just with products, but it has changed me so much. You have to have self-growth. You have to have self-development or you get stuck. So building this as a business, it really does change so much in your whole world. All right. Okay, Vicki said people want us to share, they just don't realize it yet. I believe that. I do believe that. And there are a lot of people in your own organizations now that look dead and look stale and look like they'll never do anything. But remember, I keep reminding people that was me. I enrolled in Young Living in 2001. I went inactive. You know, I didn't order for a long time. I didn't do anything. Deborah Rayburn, if she had had a list of everybody she had ever enrolled, I would have probably been on the end of the list of somebody she would have expected to do this as a business. Because every time she mentioned it, I said, no, I told her I will never do this as a business. I love these products, but you can don't even think about that. That's never going to happen. I blatantly said that to her. So don't think that because people say they won't do it as a business, or they act like it, or they look dead. This is who I am. This is who I was. So remember, they're still there. So thank you for joining me today. I just love seeing your faces. So I will see some of you tomorrow. And I'll see some of you next Sunday. So have a good week. Bye.